Yes guys, welcome back to the channel. Just thought I'd do a quick video, show you around the £1,500 520D Touring. It's got a few bits and pieces that need doing, so I thought I'll do a video, go around them with you. So we'll start at the front. It's got a bit of a mark there. That bumper's actually needs fixing on properly. If you look at the arch, those arch liners have been undone. We're also missing the spotlight, which I've ordered. You can see the bonnet's not closing right at that side. Again, nothing major. Got a bit of a scuff there again, so nothing major. And look at these guys. Now these are a big no-no. If you're selling a car and you've got, you know, any tat on like this, take them off straight away. Luckily there were one in the car for this side. I've ordered one for the other side, which I've got. I actually like the chrome surround on here. I used to prefer the black surround, but I quite like that. Bit of a dent there on the roof. A dent guy will probably get that out. The wheels are actually quite good, guys. Look at the discs, like new. Yeah, they're both pretty decent actually. On the rear, mark there. Some scuffs there. And on this is cool with these. Love this. The old X-Type I had this, but it didn't work. That's just cool. So in here we're missing the load cover I've ordered. 38 quid I think I paid for that delivered. Obviously it needs a valet. It hasn't had a valet yet. I've just got the outside of it washed, but it's really dirty. This side, not a lot to see down this side, guys. Just the indicator issue. Take a quick look inside. Actually, it were horrible. If you saw the last video, you'll have seen it were horrible, but I've actually given it a good cleaning here. And what I do when it's leather, you've got to be careful, but I get quite a bowl full of warm water and I put a bit of bleach in it. Some people will be saying, oh, don't put bleach in it if you're putting it on material. I wouldn't put it on the carpet, but on leather, if it's very weak, but bleach just takes it off. Plus it sterilises it. Look, the inside's much better now. It does still want a valet. I ain't done out with carpets. Wow, so it's so cold today, guys. Wow, it is a lovely day, but bloody freezing here. Right, let's see all the faults that pop up. Now there's a few faults. That fault comes up, and I've got that fault on the M3 as well. Number plate, sorry about that, guys. Fog light, we know about that. Number plate left, we know about that. That's just the light bulb. It's coming up on there. But yeah, but I'm gonna have to. I think a lot of stuff's been unplugged on this car, guys, because when I look at it, it's like the arch liners have been taken off. I thought this bumper had been caught on something, but I don't think it has. I think it's been properly removed and they've undone the arches, and so there could well be clips that have been taken off underneath and cables that have been unplugged. So I'm going to have a look at that, and hopefully if I plug the cables back in we might lose a lot of those errors, because they're all little silly errors like park distance. You know, that could just be a case that they've been unplugged because the spotlights have been unplugged, so there's a good chance. Oh, another thing, I also need a key, because whilst it starts the car it doesn't lock and unlock it. But yeah guys, I've given it a bit of a cleaning here. What do you reckon anyway? It could do with a bit of leather dye on that, couldn't it? But rest of it, I think it's quite a good. I think the interior's quite good on it, to be honest. Right, come on, let's go for a drive anyway, and let's talk about this 520D. There's a lot to like about the 65 series, guys. There really is. And not least of all that there's bargains about. Alright, yeah, maybe not for £1,500. We've sort of, you know, we've done really well at that. A car like this usually, even with these few issues on, you know, you're going to be looking to pay about £3,000 for something like this. So we're car traders, so we know where to get cars a bit cheaper. This car, once the parts have been fixed on it, guys, it's probably a £3,500 car, you know, £3,500 to £4,000 car. It's on 139,000 miles, and to be honest, it drives like it's on 50,000 miles. It drives so tight. It's so nice, honest. I'm really shocked how nice it is. Whether they all age this well or not, I do not know. It is an LCI model, so it has got the few revisions that were done. But oh, look at that, guys! Whoa, whoa, that's not good. You see that? That is not good at all. It feels like it's just been abandoned as well, doesn't it? I don't know what they've hit into. Whatever they've hit into ain't there anymore. So yeah, it just drives so nice, and the fuel economy is fantastic. Those who follow the channel will know that we've just sold our daily, which was a Jaguar X-Type, with a 2.2 diesel, which with a Ford engine in it, Ford Transit engine in fact, and it were a good engine, really good engine, bulletproof. And that was on 130,000 miles as well, and that were a 6-speed auto. And that we're doing 33 miles per gallon around town, literally doing a mile journey, 2 mile, you know, stop start, no motorway run at all. And we're doing around 33 miles per gallon. So far we've been getting around 34 or 35 miles per gallon. So this car is actually better on fuel than that. And when you consider it, it's quite a lot bigger, this car as well. I mean, the Jaguar in the state, but the 5 Series is the next size up. So yeah, so that side of it is better really. The fuel, I imagine on the motorway it'll be the same scenario as well. I imagine that the MPG is much better on a long run. It's mated to a 6-speed. It's obviously it's a 2-litre diesel engine, very good engine by BMW. They still use this engine in the cars today, maybe a modified version of it, but it's a very reliable diesel engine, this. I think it's kicking out about I think it kicks out about 170 brake in this, but don't hold me to that. I know they do various states of tune in it. The LCI did have a bit more power. I know in the 4 Series it jumped up to about 190, 200, and I know these weren't that output, they were a bit less, but it's no slouch. It doesn't need any more power, you know, unless you're a boy racer. You really don't need any more power than this. It's got enough to pull itself out of a sticky situation. And I say it's mated to a 6-speed ZF gearbox, which is obviously renowned as probably the best auto gearbox you're gonna get. Probably only surpassed by the ZF 8-speed gearbox. But this 6-speed is much more intelligent than the 6-speed that was in the Jaguar. In the Jaguar it's an older gearbox, I think called Aisin Warner or something like that. I might probably butchering that name, guys, but yeah. But the ZF in this is far more intelligent. What you get in the Jaguar, if you're going down an hill, it'd drop you down gears, you know, so you like engine braking, but you might just want to coast down the hills, and it just used to be unnecessary, do unnecessary things. Or if you were going up an hill, it'd be wanting to go down a gear. When the torque of the diesel, for those of you who have driven diesels will know that a diesel will just pull itself up an hill, even in almost any gear. Where this gearbox, the ZF gearbox, uses the torque, so it won't just drop down a gear. You'll be really labouring the car before it'll want to drop down a gear. But that's what you want, guys, because that is where the diesel gets its economy from. And let's face it, diesel now, with the price of it, I mean, it's more expensive than petrol. Well, it has been for a long time now, hasn't it? But you know, this is what you want, and I think that's where it's getting its couple of miles per gallon extra, this car, to be honest, just from the gearbox. I don't think the engine's probably no more frugal. I just think, you know, the gearbox is fixing the situation. So all in all, though, it's I just, you know, I really like it. I really do. I mentioned in my last videos, I have had a few of these E60s in the past, but a lot of years ago. I had a 530D, which were a very low mileage one. That I'd done, well, I'd only done low miles. I think I'd only done about 40,000 miles. That were a cracking car. I didn't have that long, about 6 months. And before that, I'd had a couple of the M5s. I had them quite a lot of years when the M5s were still new. I think one of them were 3-year-old when I got it. I'd just gone 3-year-old, and it were a new car. We were only young at the time, 23 or something like that. So 23-year-old in an M5 got the attention of the police, let's say that. But not that I was doing anything wrong, but it just, I looked quite young for my age at 23. So, you know, I got pulled over once or twice. Basically, they were honest with me on both occasions, just saying, you know, we're old enough. We just didn't think you were old enough to own that car, basically. Which, fair enough. I suppose if I'd had my M5 stolen, I'd want the police to be stopping people like that. So, you know, you can't complain. You can't complain about it. It's one of those. But it was that long ago. I can't remember how well they're driving. The M5 won't have driven as nice as this anyway, because it'll have been a lot stiffer, and the gearbox in the M5 was horrendous. Although I must be a glutton for punishment, because I had 2 of them after my first one. A couple of years later, I bought another one, and after that, I have had another M5. I had the F10, is it the F10? The 5 Series that came after that, after the E60. But that was just, to be honest, guys, it felt just too big, that one. I mean, this car feels a nice size, but the F10, I think it is, M5, it just felt too heavy. Too big, sorry. It felt too big. And the thing is, it had been mapped, and I don't know what power. I think it was kicking out something silly like 650 brake horsepower, but it was just too much to go through rear wheels. It was just spinning up constant. And to be honest, I say my days of having really fast cars are numbered. Last car I had were an M2 comp, which was an AC Schnitzer one, and it was new with that. Well, it was 6 months old. I sold that. I mean, I sold that. I actually made money on that car, believe it or not, which is rare on a new car. You don't usually make money on them. I think I made about 7 grand on it, unbelievably. But the car, my sort of love of fast cars. I still do like fast cars, don't get me wrong. I really do. But having driven this, you know, sitting in cars like this and that Jag, where they're so comfy, so plush, I don't really want to go fast. Any of you followers that are, you know, a bit older, in your mid to late 30s, is it just me, or does everybody get like that? At sort of 35, I'd sort of had enough of sort of driving fast, and you know, just, I mean, don't bother me at all. Having said that, I did still go out and buy fast cars. As I say, I've had an M2 recently. We've still got the M3 V8, the old E92. But again, that is a sales car. I didn't originally buy it as a sales car, but we've had it that long. Luckily, we've had it that long that the value of them's gone up. But anyway, just a bit of a daily vlog with this one, guys. I wanted to talk about this car and show you around it. Just have a bit of a chat about cars in general. So hopefully I haven't bored you too much. Hopefully I haven't bored you too much. Anyway, if you like this type of video, guys, and it ain't too boring for you, maybe consider subscribing. That'd really help. Or if you could press the like, that'd really help as well. I keep promising the M3 videos and I keep putting them back because we keep having issues. But I'm going to save the M3 video for another for another day. It is coming this week, so if you can subscribe, and you know, if you subscribe, I'll probably see you on the next one, won't I, guys? If not, well, enjoy the rest of your life. Catch you later, guys.